Alright, hello and welcome. This is going to be a virtual tour of Kona, Hawaii. Actually, most of the Big Island, but we stayed in Kona and traversed the rest of the island and seeing all the sights and things. And here's what we did. Stay tuned. Okay, so we flew in late the night prior, and the first thing we did the next day was basically, I just want to take them around the corners, show them some part of Hawaii really quickly. So, Lily, you could walk here, but it's kind of a short, tiny drive, just to keep you from having to walk all that way. But Lily, I like going here, watching the waves crash against the lava rocks there. Shit! Here comes another good one. All right, so here we are taking a little photo shoot here, and then by photo shoot I mean selfie, and then bam, photo bomb by Charla. Okay, here we are, day 2. Basically, we got done with our jet lag day, and we're headed off to Kilauea to go look at the volcano, which isn't erupting every single time I'm at this island. No eruptions are happening, so lucky me. Anyway, we're going to head off here. It basically takes a couple hours to get there. The first place we're going to stop is actually the Panaluu bake sale place. Basically, I've named it basically the Panama bake sale because I can't pronounce the other word frequently. We stopped at this other place after we were done, and this is a nice place. We take pictures every single time, every year in this one place. Alright, after the sightseeing, it's time to get back in the vehicle and head north. We're basically going to go through a couple different terrains, it seems like. Off to the right with some black sand beaches, a couple other cool, interesting places to stop, state parks and things. But we made our way all the way up to Kilauea. Well, I made a wrong turn first. Yeah, this is not Kilauea. This is just an interesting spot that we found on the way there after making a wrong turn. According to the sign, we think this happened in 1984, if we read the sign right. This just looks like a sinkhole to me, not really necessarily a volcano. I'm sure it actually was, but it didn't look like one here compared to Kilauea. Here's our lovely rental car.
Kilauea has been erupting almost continuously since 1983, adding hundreds of acres of new land to the Big Island. It's one of the few places on Earth where you can watch land being created in real time. But Kilauea isn't just a volcano, it's the home of Pele, the Hawaiian goddess of fire and creation. According to Hawaiian legend, Pele lives within Halemaumau crater, shaping the land at will. Many Hawaiians honor Pele with offerings of flowers, ti'ai leaves, or even bottles of gin, seeking her blessing and protection. But beware! Legend says that if you take lava rocks from Kilauea, you'll be cursed with bad luck until you return them. Kilauea has destroyed entire towns, covering homes, highways, and entire communities in rivers of molten rock. The town of Kalapana, once a thriving coastal village, is now buried beneath 50 feet of lava. But where lava destroys, it also creates. Over time, it breaks down into rich volcanic soil, allowing new forests, plants, and even farms to thrive. Kilauea isn't just a force of destruction, it's a force of renewal. This is one of the most incredible sights on Earth. Lava flowing into the ocean, cooling and forming brand new land. Scientists and explorers from around the world come here to study this raw power and even NASA has sent astronauts to train on Kilauea's lava fields, as the terrain is similar to the Moon and Mars. Lava tubes are one of nature's most incredible underground wonders, hidden beneath the volcanic landscapes of Hawaii. But how are these massive tunnels formed? Let's take a journey into the fiery depths of a volcano to find out. It all starts when a volcano erupts, releasing rivers of molten rock that rush down the mountainside. This lava can reach temperatures over 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, 1,100 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt rock and metal in seconds. As the lava moves, the outer layer begins to cool and harden, forming a thick crust on top. But inside, the lava is still hot and flowing, just like a river moving beneath a sheet of ice. This creates a natural, insulated tunnel, allowing the lava to keep traveling for miles underground without cooling too quickly. Eventually, when the eruption slows or the lava supply is cut off, the remaining molten rock drains out, leaving behind an empty tunnel carved through solid rock. And just like that, a lava tube is born. Some of these lava tubes are big enough to drive a truck through, while others are narrow passageways, twisting deep into the earth. Lava tubes aren't just ancient relics, they're still forming right now. Every time a volcano erupts, new tubes are created, shaping the landscape beneath our feet. Sometimes, the roof of a lava tube collapses, creating what's called a skylight, a window into the fiery underworld beneath us. If you want to explore one of these incredible underground tunnels, places like Thurston Lava Tube on the Big Island let you walk through the very path that lava once flowed.
Multiple years to visit your glasses.
Yes.
Ow. It looks like a mini volcano right there.
Send it to the kiddos.
All right, we left this place here and we went off back to the place where I'd been 4 or 5 times prior, to the Volcano House, which it's basically a good restaurant. Normally, this particular instance, they didn't have the food I wanted. James ordered a drink; they didn't have that either. And the excuse was, "Oh, I just got here," by the waitress. I'm like, that's not really an excuse. But anyway, it's good food there. I'm not giving them any crap at all. We've eaten there several times. There's 2 shops on one side and the other. You can get keychains, T-shirts, all the normal swag you would get anywhere. Long drive back. It was starting to get sort of dark. Like I said, we were at the restaurant. We didn't really get what we wanted to eat, so we took that as a snacking opportunity and then went to Black Rock, which Black Rock is in Captain Cook, and I love this place. It's so awesome. The waitress there was awesome.
Welcome to Pu'uhonua, or Honaunau, one of the most sacred and historic places in all of Hawaii. Nestled along the rugged Kohala Coast of the Big Island, this site was once a place of refuge, a sanctuary where those who broke ancient Hawaiian laws, or kapu, could seek forgiveness and a second chance. In ancient Hawaii, the kapu system governed every aspect of life, and breaking a law, a single law, whether intentional or not, could result in death to the offender. If the offender goes on the run, remains a fugitive and could actually make it here to the Pu'uhonua before being caught, the priests would grant you absolution. No one, not even warriors in pursuit, could harm you within these sacred grounds.
This is where you could possibly see sea turtles. But if you look out there, look at the school of yellow fish out there. Yeah.
There's waves coming.
These ki'i are traditional Hawaiian carvings that represent guardian spirits. They stood as silent witnesses to the many lives who found protection here. Today, they remind us of the deep spiritual traditions that shaped Hawaiian society. This is Hale o Keawe, a site of immense spiritual power. Built in the 1600s, this was once a royal mausoleum holding the remains of Hawaiian chiefs, or aliʻi, whose mana, their spiritual energy, was believed to protect the land and its people. Only the highest-ranking chiefs were laid to rest here, their spirits said to guide future generations. Today, Hale o Keawe remains a powerful link to old Hawaii, a place where tradition, respect, and history come together. This towering structure is the Great Wall of Pu'uhonua o Hōnaunau, a remarkable feat of ancient Hawaiian engineering. Over 12 feet tall, 18 feet thick, and built entirely by hand. This wall was not just a barrier. It was a boundary between two worlds. The everyday world of the people and the sacred refuge of the Pu'uhonua.
Awesome seafood. It's right there.
Oh yeah, hurry now.
You're on the inside of the reef.
All right, after Shane and I spent 2 hours at a owner's meeting that just was an update, but somehow turned into a sales meeting like it always does, we head up the coast here. We're going to pop across the, I call it the connector road, basically connects the Kona side to the Hilo side. Anyway, it goes between the two volcanoes. Basically, Mauna Kea will be on our left and Mauna Loa will be on our right. And this is a pretty long trip. We usually stop about halfway. There is a rest area up here in the middle. It's really, really windy up here. The altitude's higher than it was, obviously, from when we left because we're in between two volcanoes. Yeah, back on the road again. All right, then we're going to keep on going down the rest of the road here to get to Hilo. On this side of you'll notice when you drop off, basically it gets way more green over here. It's usually raining over here. We got lucky, didn't rain at all, which is a complete miracle because every time I've been to Hilo, it's rained on me. And we're heading over here to Akaka Falls. It has a nickname, which you've probably guessed by now.
Welcome to Akaka Falls State Park, home to one of the most spectacular waterfalls in all of Hawaii, cascading 442 feet into a lush rainforest gorge. Akaka Falls is truly a sight to behold, one of nature's masterpieces here in the Big Island.
Right over there, you can go in the pool. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. Shit. I'm looking for trolls.
The short hike to the falls is just as magical as the waterfall itself. Surrounded by giant bamboo, towering ferns, and tropical flowers, this trail feels like stepping into a real-life jungle paradise. The air is thick with the scent of fresh rain and the sound of chirping birds. It's pure Hawaiian beauty. According to Hawaiian legend, Akaka Falls is named after a warrior chief who was unfaithful to his wife. When she discovered his betrayal, she followed him to this cliff, and as he tried to escape, he fell, forever becoming part of the waterfall that bears his name. Many visitors don't realize there's another waterfall here. Just a short way down the trail is Kahuna Falls, a lesser-known but equally stunning 100-foot cascade hidden within the rainforest.
All right, turns out actually the park closes at 5. You can't park inside the blacktop after 4 o'clock. Anyway, it was getting kind of late. Go do our late start, so we wanted to head off. We were all starving to death. We were aiming for the King's View Cafe, which for some reason I thought was in Howey, but it's not. I couldn't remember, and to save some time, I went ahead and cut down through Waimea, and we found this nice hole in the wall. The Big Island Brew House. Didn't get a lot of pictures here. I don't like taking pictures when people are there, but it's cool. Brewery, decent food anyway. Decent beers. We actually got some and took them to the house and then drank them later. Okay, I'll keep leaving these trail videos in here because I want to show just how far we're traveling. Basically, anytime you go from one side of the island to the other, it's going to be about 4 hours of driving and I don't say minimum, but basically, yeah, it makes for a long day. So when you chew up 4 hours of just driving alone, just to see some things, it gets to be a long day. And before we head back, got to go to Walmart. And yes, Hawaii has Walmarts. And usually after a big long day of driving, I usually try to stay pretty close. So on day 5, all we did was go to Hugo's for lunch, walked around, did some Kona shopping, and basically hung around town pretty much most of the day. Along with all the things to see, the food, the drinks, there's all kinds of Hawaiian crafts that you can buy that some locals put together and they kind of sell. They're kind of pricey, but if you want to support some local people, there it is. Yeah, so this is a typical view from downtown Kona. We were actually stopped, I think we got a drink or something, and we're kind of sitting here, and you can watch this wave just kind of roll in. You can go to the other side of the street there, and there's always a little tiny beach or a place you could sit and watch. I think in this particular area here, you can't. It's kind of a high wall there, but you can watch the waves crash in. It's pretty cool. All right, day 6. After a day of rest, after just hanging around Kona all day yesterday, we had to basically go over here we go to Safeway to fuel up. Actually, Safeway is actually where we buy most of our stuff. We mentioned yesterday going to Walmart. We just went there for a couple of quick things. Because actually that Safeway closes like 8 o'clock, where Walmart stays open a little bit later. We're running up the west coast, or the leeward side, and we're aiming at some parks on the north side.
Here on the northern coast of the Big Island stands Pu'ukoholā Heiau, one of the most powerful and historically significant temples in all of Hawaii.
Alright, well, this is sort of funny, but this bird flew at Mach 3 and just ran right in this window.
And a moment of great anticipation and very somber, fateful happening.
Built in the late 1700s by King Kamehameha I, this heiau played a crucial role in his quest to unite the Hawaiian Islands under one rule. The name Pu'ukoholā means hill of the whale, and this heiau was constructed entirely by hand. Thousands of warriors formed a human chain, stretching over 20 miles to transport stones from Pulau Valley, passing them one by one until the temple was completed. While no full-scale battle took place here, this site witnessed one of the most significant moments in Hawaiian history, the final step in Kamehameha's conquest of the Big Island. Kamehameha was locked in a bitter struggle with Keawe, the last chief standing in his way. To ensure victory, Kamehameha followed an ancient prophecy. He was told to build a great heiau and dedicate it to the war god Ku, believing this offering would grant him dominion over all of Hawaii. When the temple was completed, Kamehameha sent word to Keawe, inviting him here for peace talks. But as Keawe and his men arrived by canoe, they were ambushed. Many were slain on the shore, while Keawe himself was captured and brought to this very temple. Here, on the sacred ground, Keawe was sacrificed to the war god Ku. Some say that, in defiance, he cut himself before his execution, rendering himself spiritually unfit as an offering. But by then, it was too late. With Keawe gone, Kamehameha's victory was sealed, and the path to uniting all of Hawaii was set in motion. This wasn't just the fall of a rival chief, it was a turning point in Hawaiian history. From this moment on, Kamehameha would go on to conquer every major island, becoming the first king to rule over a unified Hawaiian kingdom.
Alright, if you look over top of the building, you can kind of see Mauna Kea Observatory up there. Alright, we got done with here. We're going to head off up the coast some more to another state park. From this park, you can see Maui from here.
Welcome to Lapakahi State Historical Park, a hidden gem on the Kohala Coast of the Big Island. This windswept shoreline was once home to a thriving Hawaiian fishing village over 600 years ago. Today, it stands as a well-preserved glimpse in the daily life in ancient Hawaii. Unlike grand temples or royal palaces, Lapakahi tells a story of everyday Hawaiians, the fishermen, farmers, and families who lived off the land and sea. Walking through these ruins, you can almost hear the echoes of the past. Fishing was the lifeblood of this village, and shrines like this, called koa, were built to honor the ocean gods. Fishermen would offer prayers and ask for abundant catches, reinforcing the deep connection Hawaiians had with nature. The people of Lapakahi relied on the ocean for survival. Outrigger canoes launched from these shores, while women and children gathered limu, seaweed, and shellfish from the tide pools. Everything they needed was provided by the land and sea. But life here wasn't easy. The Kohala Coast is hot, dry, and windy, meaning every resource had to be carefully managed. Hawaiians developed advanced water collection systems, farming terraces, and sustainable fishing practices, skills that allowed them to thrive in this harsh environment. Lapakahi wasn't just about survival, it was also a center of culture. Games like kunane, an ancient form of checkers, were played on stone boards like this, while stories, music, and hula helped pass down traditions from one generation to the next. Lapakahi may be ruins now, but its spirit still lingers. This was a place of hard work, deep respect for nature, and strong community bonds, values that are still at the heart of Hawaiian culture today. If you look across the water from here at Lapakahi State Park, you'll see the island of Maui on the horizon. But what you might not realize is that this stretch of ocean, the Alanuihaha Channel, has carried warriors, traders, and legends between these two islands for centuries. This isn't just any channel. It's one of the most treacherous in the Pacific, with powerful winds and dangerous currents. But for ancient Hawaiians, this was a highway of connection between the Big Island and Maui, bringing trade, family ties, and war. Long before modern boats, skilled Hawaiian navigators used double-hulled canoes to cross this channel, trading food, tools, feathers, and knowledge between the islands. Chiefs arranged marriages between ruling families to keep peace, and fishermen followed the ocean's currents to find the best fishing grounds. But not every voyage was peaceful. Some of these canoes carried warriors. For centuries, the chiefs of Maui and the Big Island were locked in a struggle for control. One of the most famous wars came in 1790, when Kamehameha the Great launched an invasion of Maui. This led to the Battle of Kepaniwai, a brutal fight in Au Valley, where Kamehameha's forces, armed with muskets and even cannons, crushed Maui's warriors. The valley was said to be so filled with fallen warriors that the river ran red with blood. After years of conflict, Kamehameha finally defeated Maui's ruling chiefs in 1795, bringing the island under his control, and taking another step toward uniting all of Hawaii under one kingdom. But despite war, the connection between these islands was never broken. The people of Maui and the Big Island shared traditions, from hula to fishing techniques, and their history remains forever linked by this stretch of ocean. So the next time you stand here at Lapakahi, looking across at Maui, know that you're looking at more than just an island. You're seeing a place of family.
All right, we're all starting to get hungry here. Time to pass through Hawaii and on our way to King's View Cafe. Here we go. King's View Cafe. It's basically the king is Kamehameha. He's right across the street there. We'll see him in a second. But I love coming to the same place. We've been coming here for years. They have lots of geckos out front, and they're actually on the ceiling inside. And it's basically a great place, great people. It's pretty damn awesome to be here. It's one of my favorite places on the island. There's King Kamehameha I. Its statue's pretty popular here throughout the island. All right, I don't have to lunch now. My objective is to go down State Road 250, which gives us lots of scenic views and crazy terrain and massive amounts of livestock. Let's see, we hit the shopping mall, hit Walmart again, went to Sunset Grill, and then we watched OV on TV, the Off-Road Veterans.
This is Hikiau Heiau, an ancient Hawaiian temple standing on the shores of Kealakekua Bay, built in honor of Lono, the Hawaiian god of fertility, peace, and agriculture. This site was a center of worship, ceremonies, and royal gatherings for centuries. But it's also tied to one of the most famous and tragic events in Hawaiian history. Hikiau Heiau was built as a Luakini Heiau, meaning it was a sacred place, where both offerings and sacrifices were made to the gods. During the annual Makahiki festival, dedicated to Lono, chiefs and priests gathered here to perform rituals, offer food, and celebrate a time of peace and abundance. Kealakekua Bay itself was considered kapu, or sacred, and only the highest-ranking aliʻi, chiefs, were allowed to live here. This bay and temple were a spiritual heart of Hawaiian life. But this sacred place is also where Hawaii's destiny changed forever. In 1779, British explorer Captain James Cook arrived here during the Makahiki Festival, a time when Hawaiians were celebrating Lono. Because of the timing of his arrival and the white sails of his ships, some Hawaiians may have associated Cook with Lono himself. They welcomed him with gifts, food, and ceremonies, but his relationship wouldn't last. After leaving, Cook was forced to return due to a damaged ship. This time, the mood had changed. Hawaiians realized he was no god, and tension grew. A confrontation broke out on this very shoreline, and in the chaos, Cook was killed near this sacred heiau. Today, Hikiau Heiau stands as a reminder of Hawaiian spirituality, the arrival of outsiders, and a turning point in history. It marks the meeting of two worlds, one that was about to change forever. You may have noticed that many historic sites in Hawaii have heiau in their name. But what exactly does that mean? A heiau, pronounced heiau, is an ancient Hawaiian temple or sacred site used for worship, ceremonies, and sacrifices. These temples played a vital role in Hawaiian life, connecting people to their gods and the forces of nature. There were different types of heiau, each dedicated to specific purposes. One example is Hikiau Heiau, located in Kealakekua Bay. Most heiau were built as large stone platforms or terraces, with wooden structures that have since disappeared. While many are now historical sites, some remain active places of worship for native Hawaiians today. So, the next time you visit a site with heiau in the name, you'll know that you're standing in a place of deep cultural and spiritual importance.
Alright, we left the heiau and time to go to get some lunch. We went to a place that has some great ono. It was shocking to me when I first had it. It was fish and I thought it was chicken, and yeah, it was awesome.
The other one's coming.
They got bigger. They got bigger. They do it quick.
Right behind me. Prime to attack.
Yeah, that ain't the little one. It's bigger.
Oh, well, he's bigger. You want a beer with it, or? Now, by day 8, we were kind of starting to wrap this up. We're not really going to be doing any more sightseeing or things like that, so we're just going to hang around Kona, obviously watch what's going on here in the backyard with the mongooses and the birds. Actually walking to the vehicle. This is basically the entire trip of me walking to the vehicle, and then we're gonna head over to Kaiser Motorcycles. Apparently, there's supposed to be a Polaris dealer, so I'm kind of curious how many Polaris side by sides they have over there. So we're gonna go do that, and literally just hang around and start the depression, the post-trip depression. Walk to the car. Alright, here I am in Kona, Hawaii. See what kind of off-roading options we have. We have a Razor 4-door XP. Okay, there we go. It's a bike place. And that's about it. Yeah, these are all the... Oh, there's a damn expedition there.
Mm-hmm.
I got some over here. And here's what a Ranger looks like. Hi, one.
Hi, man.
And of course, my looming paranoia about leaving something, so I have to check every single door, every single room. It's horrible, but I have to go through. Our view from jail. So this is effectively a spur-of-the-moment tour of the building. There's air conditioner, cooler, safe, a crapper, all the things. Air dryer, TV. Bottle of water I need to take with me.
I just checked there.
I know, I have to go through the motions.
That super glue was over there, so I just put it back over there.
What's super? What? Who brought super glue?
It's already here.
Oh, weird.
You want your... You just throwing all this away?
Yeah, I don't need any of that.
You want your clip?
No. I have 100 at the house. Make sure there's no midgets coming out of there. Bedroom 2. Huh? I hit my face on the dryer. toaster, that thing. Coffee maker, that stuff. Ah. Okay. All these things. No, that's ours. Alright, well, I believe that's it. A turd block. Alright. One last time. Didn't leave anything there. So our neighbors are leaving too. Alright, party on bonus. Well, here we are on the last day, preparing to go home. It's a nice day outside. Not really feeling wanting to go home. The internet sucked here this time, so I couldn't work from here. Thank God I didn't have to. Yeah. Until next year, stay tuned.